Hello Sagittarius, welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel and this is your reading for December 16th through 31st, 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm glad to have you back if you're returning, and likewise welcome if this is your first time to the channel. I do ask you and invite you to reach out and hit that subscribe button and join the Dragon family. Also be sure to give it that dragon claw up by clicking the like button and let me know that you enjoyed this content. There is so much energy going on, Sagittarius. You will be amazed by all of it. And first, a few quick notes to get out of the way before we start. This is a general reading. It will not resonate with every single Sagittarius, so if the messages do resonate with you, take those in. Those are meant for you. If they don't resonate with you, kick them on out to another Sagittarius out there. This will be mostly corresponding to Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs, and all Sagittarius cross-watchers are welcome to join as well. If you're interested in a personal reading or any information in the card decks that I use, all of the information is below in the description box. So let's go ahead and start talking about this last part of the year as we're wrapping up the decade, heading into 2020. I can't believe we're already here at the end of December. It's amazing how fast it really does go by. So Sagittarius, we are still in the last few degrees of your sun sign, moving through your sign. So happy birthday to all those late degree Sagittarians out there, as well as any Sagittarians who have had a birthday through this cycle of the sun's transit in your sign. I hope it has been a beautiful and will prove to be a very lucky solar return for all of you indeed. So what's happening now? On the 21st, that means the sun sign is moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn, and that starts the winter solstice. Also, we have a huge pileup of planets in the sign of Capricorn right now, and that's only going to increase as we head further into December and closer to January. So take a peek at this. This is the general energy chart for December 16th. So here we go with Venus, Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter, your ruling planet, have all moved into the sign of Capricorn. Then, of course, on the 21st, the sun moves in. On December 28th, we have Mercury also moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn. And then we also have a really beautiful new moon and solar eclipse coming up late Christmas night. For some people, it'll be early December 26th. And that's also going to all be in Capricorn as well. So Sagittarius, when you take a peek at that, you're going to ask, what does all this mean for me? Well, for you, that lights up the second house of the universal chart for you, Sagittarius. And so that means that is in the Taurus house. All that Capricorn is happening in that second house for you. The second house is everything to do with your resources, your money, your value system, what really matters to you. And so absolutely, Sagittarius, you are going to feel a little bit like a Taurus, because it's going to be highlighting so much Taurus for you. You'll be really thinking about your resources in a stronger way than before. You'll be thinking about, well, how do I save? How do I spend? Have I spent too much? I need to, rein it in and simplify things so that I don't overspend. And maybe if you haven't taken good enough care of yourself or treated yourself enough, it's like, Sagittarius, it's time to just do something nice for yourself. Taurus can be a very indulgent sign. It's Venus ruled, so it's kind of like you might even feel the need to update your hairstyle or your clothing or just some kind of external thing that would make you feel a little happier and get you on the right track in that way. And on a deeper level, it really hits into your deeper core values. It's all about what really matters to you in life. And Capricorn is all about getting rid of anything that doesn't work for you, getting rid of things that don't make life efficient, right? So it's like laying a solid new foundation. And for many Sagittarians, if you've experienced the harder side of that with Saturn moving through that second house for you over this past year, you may really be looking at, a real financial crisis. That won't obviously apply to everyone, but for some Sagittarians there could be. It's like, oh man, I've really got to dig deep and I've really got to rearrange everything so that, you know, finances and resources are better. But it really gets to the heart. It strips away all of the unnecessary things. You know, Capricorn always does that to us. That's why it's a hard energy. It's super serious. There's no doubt that it's tough. You know, this is a tough energy, and so it has a way of just stripping away everything that's unnecessary, people that aren't good for us, jobs that aren't good for us, situations that aren't good for us. Even if it feels hard and very painful to let go of it at the time, it's going, look, better stuff is coming, so we got to get rid of this first, we got to clear the space, and we've got to make room. So Sagittarius, you may very profoundly feel that your value structure is altering, changing even now. You may feel that, at this time last year you were very different in what mattered to you. And now you're going, a lot of the stuff that used to bother me or used to get to me or things that I thought were so important, not so much, I've let those go. So that's a very actually good outcome, right? I mean, it's like, it's always good to let things go that are not for our best. And so that's very strong there. The thing that makes this energy a lot more tolerable and easier to manage than it was in 2019, which I would say for everyone that I know, all my clients, all my friends, myself, it's like this was a very, very challenging year. 2019 was rough because we had Pluto and Saturn moving together in Capricorn through that whole year. So it's very harsh energy. It's very, very like authoritarian, and it's like the well-meaning parent in some ways that says, we got to give you this medicine. It tastes terrible, but it's for your best. And you're just going, oh, I don't want to go through it. And that's a little bit of that energy. But the good thing that happens now is that your ruling planet of Jupiter, which is very good luck, very optimistic, very good fortune, moves into Capricorn as well, starts to sweep across those harsh planets. And even though the challenges will still exist on some level, it starts to make sense. It starts to become, a more positive learning experience rather than just having, mom or dad metaphorically tell you, we got to do this for your best, even though you hate it. So that's the big shift in energy that's going to be with us through 2020. And so the other thing I'll point out is that Venus is moving into Aquarius on Friday the 20th. You will feel that, and it's going to be in your universal house of the 3rd. So Sagittarius, this is a wonderful time heading into the new year to get out and about, be with friends, be with family, be with strangers, go and meet people, because communication will be very strong and you'll be able to tap into the mass consciousness of, big groups of people. So excellent time to be getting out and about in the world. All right, so let's go into your cards. I'm going to pull some oracle cards to start out for some major themes, along with one major arcana from the tarot, and then we'll do a full tarot spread and get deeper into that. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign of Sagittarius as we do the reading for December 16th through 31st, 2019. Please be with them and protect their energy and mind throughout the session and bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you so much. Oh, Sagittarius. Now, Taurus got the same card coming out, which I said, a lot of you will feel that very Taurus kind of vibe, because that house is being activated for you big time right now. And this is bringing up all those deeper secrets and mysteries and spiritual knowledge coming deep from within you. Also want to mention that Mars is still moving through Scorpio, which is activating your 12th house. So there's still, I would say, Sagittarius, take as much rest as you need to, because sometimes that motion can bring a little bit of extra fatigue and a need to recover and recuperate. But it's also really you having a lot of work going within. A lot of things that you're working through and purging right now are of a very spiritual nature. So absolutely that's coming to the surface, because you may be having, new information spiritually being revealed to you through dreams or through, signs or symbols, or something being said to you that triggers a spiritual memory. So just keep that in mind. Ooh, and so on the On the card that comes up for the chakra and crystal that are best for you to being used is the clear quartz, which is meditation. It's the crown chakra. I always have a clear quartz. I have quite a bit of it. This is just one clear quartz pendant that I have, but it's a great stone. It's very all-purpose in a lot of ways. But yeah, excellent for meditation, excellent for drawing extra energy to yourself and clearing out that crown chakra, which, not surprisingly, is that very spiritual channel, along with that High Priestess card for you. Wow, Sagittarius, I would say that this is promising to be a highly grounding kind of part of your year this next couple weeks. And I would also say that it's like you're really centering yourself, but you're also bringing in a lot of new spiritual and higher-minded kind of information to yourself. Very, very beautiful. Ooh, and look at this from the Unicorn Oracle. We have the Passion card. Very fiery, very warm, and you are a fire sign, Sagittarius, so this taps in very strongly to your own element. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy level. So absolutely very beautiful that I think all of this energy that you're clearing out and what you're bringing in is actually really like reinvigorating you on a deep soul level, because that is your own element. It's like if you haven't felt excited about things in a while, if things have just started to feel really just mundane and monotonous, this is like really triggering some good, you know, energetic change where it's like you start to feel alive again, and passionate about things again. So very nice start. Mr. Dragon says hi and happy holidays. So let's bring up your tarot. Let's go ahead and see what deeper information comes up and what kind of storyline comes out. Be aware that time is always fluid, Sagittarius. So if this doesn't make sense right away, you might want to revisit this reading in a week or two, and that might start to make a little more sense. Some people are already going to be in process of the things that come through on here, and for some of you it won't resonate at all. So just take it as it applies. Whatever resonates with you, take that in and leave the rest. So let's just see for Sagittarius, December 16th through 31st. Spirit, what do you have for them? Ooh, yeah, okay. I like that. Oh my goodness, that makes so much sense too, especially with the cards we just pulled. So right at the center, look at that. We have the King of Crystals, the same as King of Pentacles. Very strong Taurus energy, as well as Capricorn and Virgo, which, like I said, we're really working through that Capricorn Taurus energy is super strong for you right now, Sag, and it just bringing courage, it's bringing commitment. I love the tiger imagery, the spirit animal on this card. I love the stack, the spirit song. Tarot, I just started working with this, and it has a spirit animal for every card. So yes, that King of Pentacles is very strong with you right now. Very earthy, very grounded. There's a really kind of above and below sort of feeling to me. It's like you want to get grounded and stable to the earth, but then Spirit is also bringing divine higher mind messages from above. We're going to clarify these with the Rider-Waite just to get some extra messages around each card that we pull. Ooh, Sagittarius! Big new beginnings and very, very earthy driven, right? It's like you're laying a really solid foundation. The Magician is coming out here on top. So to me, that's always kind of a new start, new project, new energy. Like we said with that Passion card, bringing in new invigoration and energy. And this, of course, is you taking, you know, your spirit, your heart, your fire, your resources, your thoughts, and bringing it all into a new balance. Oh my goodness. So going into the immediate past there, Sagittarius, a 9 of Acorns, same as 9 of Wands. Power, perseverance, this really indicates to me that you've been through some fights. You've been through some big challenges, Sagittarius. You've had to really argue and had, be very defensive. You may have had people kind of coming at you in a really strong and sometimes very negative way where you had to really protect yourself quite a lot. But that is in the past, so that is moving out, which is good. And it really shows as well that you really persevered. You didn't give up, and that's a very important thing. Yes, and for some of you Sagittarians out there, this is general, so it's not going to apply to everyone, but for some of you, there's that Five of Cups, so this could have been a relationship disappointment, a love that didn't work out, or something that just really disappointed you on a heart level with that Five of Cups. But don't forget, the Two Cups are still standing there and you're still standing. So this power of perseverance is there. Don't grieve forever over these disappointments that have happened, but gather yourself up, because look, you're stepping into that King of Pentacles and Magician energy, which is very positive. Then going into the immediate future, look at that, the number 9, the Hermit, contemplation and wisdom. There's the koala up in his eucalyptus tree taking a retreat from the world, and really tapping into your own spiritual awareness and knowledge. That's a very strong Virgo energy, Sagittarius. And you know what's funny about the Hermit card? I always associate that card a little bit with you too, simply because it's the number 9. Sagittarius is the 9th sign, and I think of Sagittarius as many times having that very pioneering spirit, and sometimes you need that retreat, you need that break from the rest of the world to follow your truth, to follow your inner star and your inner light that guides you forward. And there it is. There's all that Capricorn energy. Oh, with that devil coming in there, Sagittarius. Yes, the devil is associated with Capricorn. And so, like I said, this huge pile up. We're going to have like 5, 6 planets all in Capricorn going into, the beginning of the year. And it's hard. And so this is probably why you need a little bit of that retreat. Also, this is really saying take time, Sagittarius, to think about anything that makes you feel trapped, anything that makes you feel in bondage or depressed or addicted or, obsessed about something that's just really not good for you, because that's all the, the negative associations from the devil. This could be a really powerful time to just kind of take full stock of anything like that and really just breathe out and release that as we go into 2020. So on the undercurrent, look at this, the Chariot card. This is strong Cancer energy. This is another card that makes me think of Sagittarius as well, because it is that movement forward. And in the traditional deck, it has the 2 horses moving forward, which feels very Sagittarian to me. But this is a card of balance. It's a card of determination, discipline, greater knowledge, expanding your mind. So deep in your soul, in your heart, this is truly what you want. This is what you're really desiring as you go into this new year energy, is that you really want to, continue to broaden your mind. You may be continuing even education, study, travel, moving somewhere new, but this has a lot to do with inner balance and nurturing yourself as well. And then, oh, look, here she comes again. There's our High Priestess again, Sagittarius, sitting over the Chariot. So definitely a strong movement forward. I think for some Sagittarians out there, anything that you study, anything that you start to learn or expand upon that has a spiritual connotation or nature to it, you are going to amaze yourself, because this is very, very intuitive power coming through. So the King of Acorns is at the top. We have another king crowning your spread, King of Wands, very fiery. I love that it has the horse for the spirit animal on this card, because this is so much your energy, but it's optimism, it's innovation, it's really that creator kind of spirit. And this is the message that the divine wants you to have from on high, is that, here you are, this is your power, this is your element. It's a fire energy just like you. And if you have been feeling yet again like you've just been kind of down and life hasn't been colorful and exciting and joyful as usual. You know, Spirit's coming in and saying, Sagittarius, it's time to recreate that for yourself. And look at that. Slow and steady wins the race there, Sagittarius. You don't have to rush this process. You don't have to jump in super, super fast. I know fire signs many times do want to move very quickly into the next phase, but this is really saying don't rush it. Seven of Pentacles is all about putting those seeds in the ground, being very patient to watch them grow, and really kind of taking some joy in watching things grow and watching the process evolve and change, and kind of realizing, hey, it's actually kind of cool to watch this thing go one step at a time. And because of so much Capricorn energy out there, y'all, we've got to be patient. There's just a necessary for patience and divine timing at work. Saturn energy, Capricorn energy is all about divine timing. It's very karmic timing, so we can't rush it. It's going to take just as long as it wants to take, and we have to kind of hunker down and say, all right, one day at a time, we're going to take it. All right, so let's bring up some advice for all of this for you. Ooh, Sagittarius, super intuitive energy. Oh my goodness. So here we go with the suggested approach. Queen of Crystals, comfort, prosperity. This is the Queen of Pentacles. So you've got the King and the Queen of Crystals, the King and Queen of Pentacles. To me, look at her, so cute, little hedgehog. You know, very grounded, very earthy, really enjoys being close to Mother Earth. It's so solid, it's so beautiful. It's one of my favorite cards. This is very Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Yet again, we're bringing through so much Earth. So the suggested approach for you, Sagittarius, is really to get grounded. Yet again, Spirit is asking you to get close to Mother Earth, snuggle in deep against her, really get centered. Spend time in nature if you possibly can. You know, connect with the animals, connect with the plants, connect with all of it. And also, you know, keep yourself together, because the Queen of Pentacles is very, very solid. She's very strong. If you're reorganizing your finances, reorganizing resources, this is the perfect energy to bring in for that job. Yes, and to me, this is addressing so much this Nine of Swords energy. All of the sleepless nights, anxiety, fears, frustrations, worries that you've had, things that have kept you up at night. You know, it's like, it's time to get solid. It's time to, you know, be proactive instead of just letting worry or anxiety eat you alive. It's like, let's start doing something about it so that we're not going to be quite so worried and quite so you know, fretting over all of it. You've got another king coming in here, King of Shells, which is the King of Cups. Harmony, integrity. This is emotional healing on a deep level as well to me. And this is what you need to know about your situation, is that it requires some emotional healing, some emotional honesty and reality about how you truly feel about whatever your situation is. And to me, you know, look, and I love the seahorse energy there. So beautiful. And I think about, you know, I've seen seahorses in aquariums, you know, and they are very in the moment, right? They drift, they go with the flow, they go with the waves of the water. It's a very almost dreamlike quality that they have. They get everywhere that they need to go, but they don't force it. They don't push the river, and that could really be an extra message coming through around that as well. Ooh, and look at that. This is going to achieve some kind of balance, some kind of fairness or justice for you, Sagittarius. You know, getting real with your emotions, healing your heart, healing yourself from the inside out. That way brings about harmony, greater balance, greater fairness. Then here we have the hopes and fears. There's the praying mantis with the hanged man, patience and perspective. So Sagittarius, again, like I said, this can take some patience. You're a little bit worried though. It's kind of like, oh man, I don't want to have to be waiting forever for things to get better. I don't, you know, I've waited so long already, and it's just, you know, it's driving me a little bit crazy. So right now, Spirit is just saying, you know, don't worry, Sagittarius. You're in between phases. You're not completely done with one. You're not completely stepped into the new one. But there is a lot of, you know, there's a lot of knowledge and gifts to be gained along the way. That's what I mean about don't rush the process. That's a big message coming through here for you. Oh, and look, the Hermit came back up again in the next deck. Look at that. So Sagittarius, this is really what you've got to do to get through, especially as you're moving into the immediate future, is really take time for yourself. Take time to follow your inner truth, that guiding light that's always there, that's always within you. Take a little time out to just relax, refresh, get in touch with you. So very important for releasing all those really, you know, you've had a lot of worries, a lot of anxiety is coming up in here, but you are able to work through it, and that's really, really positive. And then look at the outcome card. I love it with the owl. Absolutely one of my favorite animals. I love them. The moon comes up with imagination, perceptions, spiritual energy. Yet again, this is Pisces energy, Sagittarius. Mars is moving through that Pisces house for you, so you are bringing in a lot of spiritual energy. The moon is also can be a little bit confusing. It can be a little bit, you know, cloaked in the fog and of the night. So if you can't see everything perfectly clearly right now, that's totally fine. That's totally normal. If you feel like there's still a little more that you need to know, that's fine too. Just keep on, you know, revealing and pulling back the layers, and keep doing your homework, keep doing your studies, keep investigating whatever it is that you need to till you get all the answers that you truly need. Because with that moon card, it can be a little bit cloudy, a little bit misty, but it's also very, very magical. And yes, this is going to help, I believe, really, because right now there's some decisions that you've got to make, and right now your heart's kind of guarded around that. So take your time, Sagittarius. Peel back the layers piece by piece before you make your final decisions, because right now you're really being kind of like on my guard. It's like, can I make a decision about, you know, for some of you this could be romantic, you know, where it's like maybe choosing between two people that you like, or choosing, you know, to stay with someone or not if they've hurt you. You know, those can all be things that come up around that. So feel it out as it applies for you. Oh my goodness, and look at this. Oh, this is the affirmation card that came out for your final card. And it actually makes a lot of sense to what we're just talking about with the moon card and the, you know, conflicts or the choices. It's a card of conflict. Number 9, your sign is the number 9. Head and heart will sometimes fight, but who may judge which one is right? So Sagittarius, this could definitely be some choices that you're making between your head and your heart. And of course, it's always, to me, the best thing to do is to try to balance those two. So time to balance your intellect and your deeper emotions. And I think that the best way to get that balance right now for you, Sag, is to really heal the heart, and then the mind is going to make more sense to you. So those are your messages coming through for this last 2 weeks of December. I will be back very soon, and I'll see you then. Take care.